Tonight on Sideline.
Tonight's a big night for many teams trying to stay in the playoff picture. At the Hornets' Nest in West Mobile, Baker High welcomes Murphy High, a team that has beaten the Hornets 22 straight times. But Baker's off to a 5-1 start, and we'll see if the Hornets can put a stinger in the Panthers. Mighty McGill-Tulane buzzes out to Sims to try to make Mary Montgomery their latest victim. And across the bay, the Pirates have plenty of gunpowder to try to turn back the Foley Lions. Week 7 games are over, and Week 7 highlights are coming up on this edition of Sideline.
You've got the best seat in the house. All the scores from all the big games. It's all coming up right now on Sideline. Sponsored by Palmer's Toyota Superstore. Now, here's Randy Patrick.
Wow, that was a quick week. We were here last week and said we'll see you next week for week number 7, and here we are. What a great night of football and what beautiful weather we've had tonight. As the sun set out in West Mobile, we were out at Baker High School earlier tonight to preview the big Baker-Murphy game. We'll get to that in just a few moments. Let's get first to the McGill-Tulane Yellow Jackets, who are the highest-ranked team in our area in Class 6A. They're on the road tonight at Mary Montgomery. Bart Sessions' team coming in at number 3 in the state in 6A with a perfect 6-0 record. And that's McGill-Tulane's Romaria Smith. And number 25 put 6 points on the board for the Yellow Jackets. The extra point made it 7-0. And some of the future Viking cheerleaders there cheering on Mary Montgomery, who punted this one to Filbert Marshall. And watch Filbert Marshall go. A little zigzag and a little head bob there, and there he goes. Number 2 is gone. 80-yard touchdown run for Filbert Marshall, and McGill-Tulane led 14-0 in the first quarter, and they go on to shut out Mary Montgomery 35-0. McGill-Tulane will take on the Baker Hornets next week. Let's head over to Spartans Stadium to check out Jackson's Aggies against the Saraland Spartans. Jackson coming in ranked number 2 in the state in Class 5A. And Caleb Anderson airs it out, but Saraland's Grant Copeland comes up with the interception, and he pays for it. But hey, he loses his helmet, but not the football. And a great interception there for the home team. Anderson on the move again. A great catch there by Jaron Johnson, 13-0 in favor of the Aggies. But the Saraland Spartan cheerleaders still cheering on, even though it was a long night for their team. Ladarius Bowe into the end zone, 20-0 Jackson. And the Aggies come south and roll to their 7th victory of the season, beating Saraland tonight 42-14. Faith Academy at home tonight, taking on the Saints of St. Paul's. And it was already 35-0 when we arrived at this one in favor of the Saints. They're ranked number 3 this week in Class 5A. Ella Rozier to Tobias Cody there for the home team, and they avoid the shutout with that touchdown. And it was just too much Jordan Huff and Austin McPherson on the night for the Faith defense, and St. Paul's posts another victory tonight. They're 6-1, and they beat Faith Academy tonight 55-14. The Murphy Panthers out in West Mobile taking on the Baker Hornets, and the coin toss, that's George Holcomb, the former Baker head coach and Murphy assistant. The Panthers charging out at 4-2, Baker 5-1 on the season. And Murphy's Brandon May with the touchdown run to give the Panthers the lead, 7-0. Murphy has a 22-game winning streak over Baker. Baker's never defeated Murphy. B.J. Hammond there with the touchdown for the Panthers. And on the kickoff return, Baker's Barry shooting through and finding daylight. And he runs to the end zone, and the kickoff return, no flags, 14-7. And Baker off to its best start since 1989, but they come up short tonight looking for a big win. They didn't get it, 35-21 in favor of Murphy, who improves to 5-2. And that also is Baker's record, 5-2 on the season. Bryant and Theodore tonight. This is the Battle of South Mobile County. Bill Meredith and the Theodore Bobcats having a tough time of it so far this year. Theodore fumbles, and Tyron Williams for Bryant picks it up and rumbles into the end zone for the touchdown. And Bryant getting the momentum here early. This is a battle of 1 and 5 teams. And there's the touchdown for Williams. 21-0 there now in favor of the Bryant Hurricanes, but Theodore's cheerleaders still giving it their all. Here's an onside kick. Bryant with a 21-0 lead in the onside kick, and they get it. That would put the offense back out on the field, and Connor Kramer A very good quarterback for the Hurricanes would keep it and get the touchdown, and it's a Bryant Hurricane win tonight, 28-12, your final score. That's 2 wins now on the season for the Canes. UMS-Wright at home tonight taking on Clark County. This is a good battle. Clark County coming in at 4-2. The Bulldogs 5-1. Troy Dixon had a big night, punt returning and running the football. There goes Troy, number 1. He returns the Bulldogs punt return down to the 20-yard line. He had 2 punt returns for touchdowns on the night. Now Gunnar Roach will find Tyrone Dixon, or make that Troy Dixon into the end zone. And Dixon had 2 rushing touchdowns on the night, and it was all UMS-Wright, as UMS-Wright rolls to victory tonight, 42-20. Troy Dixon, by the way, has now reached the 1,000-yard mark rushing this season. He is quite a talent and is an underclassman. Gunnar Roach there capping off the scoring with the quarterback sneak, 42-20. The Dogs. Hey, the Cowbells out tonight in Robertsdale, the home of the giant Golden Bears, who played host to the Daphne Trojans, who come in a surprising 3-3 on the season. Daphne on the move on offense. Robertsdale still looking for that elusive first win of the season. And here Robertsdale on the move, and the Golden Bears post a touchdown there. But Daphne comes away with the big win. They're 4-3. The Trojans 35-10 winners tonight on the road in Bear Country. Let's head over to Pritchard Stadium. The LaFleur Rattlers call Pritchard Stadium home this year. Anthony Schamberger, the head coach, a former LaFleur player. Gulf Shores visiting from South Baldwin County. James Leatherwood to Robert Henderson, and Henderson has the touchdown on the 13-yard scamper. Here comes LaFleur again. This is Mario Steele Norris, and if you're counting yards on number 1 here, 81-yard touchdown run for Mario Steele Norris. Let's check out some Gulf Shores highlights now. Nathan Harris passes to Brandon Davis. 67-yard touchdown strike for the Dolphins of Gulf Shores. This was one heck of a game tonight. Gulf Shores again. This is Tristan Cornell, and on the reception, and LaFleur and Gulf Shores have at it tonight, and finally LaFleur wins it 34-31.
It's time for Sideline's Lucky Dog of the Week, sponsored by Aaron's.
And our Lucky Dog mascot of the week, the Bulldog from UMS-Wright. And the Bulldogs have a 6-game winning streak after beating Clark County tonight 42-20. All right, congratulations, the Mobile Christian cheerleaders, our cheerleaders of the week. You see the pink pom-poms. Of course, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Week, and we're seeing a lot of pink here around our high school football stadiums, and that's a good thing. Speaking of Mobile Christian, let's check out the highlights from their game tonight. Mobile Christian 6-0 for the first time since joining the Alabama High School Athletic Association back in 2006. Milry visiting Mobile Christian tonight. Milry comes in at 4-2, and some tough yards there for the home team. But the offense there grounding it out against a very tough Milry defense, and both defenses played well tonight, and Mobile Christian edges Milry tonight by a final score of 14-12, and Mobile Christian still undefeated. They're 7-0. Let's head over to the Eastern Shore. The Fairhope Pirates taking on the Foley Lions in an old-fashioned rivalry game in Baldwin County. And the Pirates of Fairhope coming in at 5-1. They're ranked number 10 in the state in Class 6A. Foley coming off a loss last week to Northview. They're 4-2 on the year. And Foley Lions coming back in this one here with a touchdown toss. And Foley has just posted and put it on the board, a 34-27 victory. The Lions beating the Fairhope Pirates tonight at Municipal Stadium in Fairhope. St. Luke's at home tonight, taking on McIntosh, who comes in at 3-3. St. Luke's offense rolling this year. They have a 4-2 record and going to add another victory to that record tonight as St. Luke's puts 48 points on the board, and they win tonight 48-12. St. Luke's with a home win tonight. Lad Peoples Stadium tonight, the home of the Williamson Lions, taking on the BC Rain Red Raiders, who have kind of righted the ship. BC Rain coming in with a 2-game winning streak. Lions running back Cornelius Mitchell takes the handoff on the left side for some positive yards. And then quarterback Kyle Sykes throws a beautiful pass to Brandon Peters, our player of the week last week, who had over 305 yards rushing. The point after attempt no good. The Lions led 13-0. BC Rain going to come up with a defensive play here. Brandon Moffitt will sack the Williamson quarterback. And the final score, Williamson 13, BC Rain nothing. Again, that's Williamson 13, BC Rain nothing. Pay no attention to that scoreboard. Northview and Baldwin County and Bay Minette tonight. We pick up the action midway through the third quarter. Baldwin County trailing by 1. That's Northview's Jalen Harris into the end zone to make it 21-13. And then the Tigers get back out and get a drive going. Nathan Jones finds Brandon Goings. Nice run after the catch. And he's close to pay dirt, but unfortunately, we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that's going to push him back. And then Jones again will find Goins in the end zone for a touchdown, but there's a block in the back penalty that's going to kill this touchdown. And Baldwin County coming up short tonight in Northview. At last report was leading 34-22, but the final now 38-27 in favor of the visitors from Northview. And last night we had a trio of games here in the Mobile area. On Thursday night football at Pritchard Stadium, the Viger Wolves played host to the Spanish Fort Toros, and Spanish Fort comes away with the win, 38-30. Spanish Fort beating Viger. And at Ladd Peoples Stadium, the Davidson Warriors looking good again. They've had only one loss this season, taking on the Blunt Leopards, who have found the going tough without their starting quarterback Quinteris Toppings. Davidson won that game 35-7. That's the Satsuma cheerleaders cheering last night in Gator Country. Citronelle visiting Satsuma, and the Citronelle Wildcats get the win 30-14 over Satsuma.
Rush into your Southern Ford dealer for the Great American Tailgate event. Your Southern Ford dealers are proud to recognize this week's Coach of the Week.
And our Coach of the Week, Kerry Stevenson of the Viger Wolves, who came up short against Spanish Fort last night. Kerry's been the head coach at Viger since 2003. Of course, he led them to a 15-0 record and the 5A state championship in 2008. Viger, runners-up last year in Class 5A.
Keith Palmer here from Palmer's Toyota Superstore. You got to see this play.
And back to Jackson and Saraland, and again to see this play, we watched Grant Copeland come up with the interception for Saraland and then not give up the football with this hard hit. He's going to knock off his helmet, but he gets up and holds possession of the football. Yeah, you got to see this play. Let's check our scoreboard and show you some of the other scores. Sweetwater in a big game tonight, beating Washington County 20-6. Opp over Cottage Hill 45-zip. Bayside Academy traveling to W.S. Neal, coming up just short. T.R. Miller over Southside 48-17. It was Strawn beating XL 47-14. Thomasville gets a shutout tonight, beating Hillcrest 41-zip. Fruitdale over Blackshear 27-20. And Andalusia 41-0 winners over Wilcox Central. And one other score to show you, Escambia County 36-18. We've gotten word from the University of South Alabama that their leading running back, Dimitri Baker, has been suspended for tomorrow's game. Meanwhile, Leroy's Clint Mosley will start tomorrow at quarterback for the Auburn Tigers, who, of course, will take on the Ole Miss Rebels tomorrow at 11. And it's Missouri and Alabama tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 right here on News 5. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week for another edition of Sideline. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You've been watching Sideline on WKRG News 5. Tonight's show was sponsored by Palmer's Toyota Superstore. Need more high school football? The latest scores and highlights are always on WKRG.com.